My restaurant got robbed. This story was sent in by Brad, and at the time, Brad was working for a small restaurant company in Florida. Brad said one morning the opening manager had come in and noticed that the front door was already unlocked. The manager's first thought probably should have been, hey, if the door's unlocked, something's wrong. I don't need to walk in here. But I'm guessing the manager probably thought that another manager had came in earlier, so he went ahead and entered the building. And almost immediately the manager realized something was off. So he made his way to the office, and that's when he realized that the safe was wide open and their petty cash box was missing. The manager quickly leaves the office and he starts trying to get on the phone with the general manager who closed the night before to let him know what's going on. As he's on the phone trying to get a hold of the general manager, he walks by the bar and realizes the bar register is completely open and all the money is gone. The general manager answers the phone and instructs the manager to get out of the building and call the police, that he was on his way up there. As the manager's waiting outside the building, employees are starting to arrive, and then the general manager pulls up right when the cops are pulling up. Of course, the cops are writing a report. They're looking around and they start questioning the manager who found all of this, but also questioning the general manager about last night, if there was anything suspicious going on. Did he see anything? What time did he leave? And the general manager tells the cops, yeah, I locked the door at 12:45. Everything was locked up. So the cops ask, hey, is there surveillance footage? And the general manager's like, yeah, there is. We can go to the office and I can pull it up. All the while, the cops, while they're looking around and investigating, they're telling the employees to please wait outside the building. So you got a whole bunch of employees congregating around the outside of the building that's not allowed in until this investigation is over. They get to the office, the general manager starts playing the footage, and what they do capture is the guy in all black with a black ski mask breaking in through the front door, making his way to the office. And once he breaks into the office, the camera goes out because the masked man cuts the wires to the camera. The camera footage isn't great and it's very grainy and pixelated, but the cops still need it for evidence that maybe they can take it back and some of the investigators can actually make this image look sharper. And the cops did tell the managers and the employees that they suspected that this could be an inside job just because the person who cut the camera footage knew exactly where to look. Brad said it was kind of crazy at work because everybody was looking at each other in distrust, because since the cops had planted that seed, everybody was kind of untrusting of each other. Brad said a few short days later, he was working a night shift and the general manager was actually supposed to be closing the restaurant, and it got to be 30 minutes after the general manager was supposed to be there and he didn't show up. So naturally, the manager that worked the first shift is calling the general manager over and over and over. It doesn't get a response. Brad said it was only a short time later and they found out why the general manager hadn't shown up for work. You see, when the cops got that grainy footage and the general manager was thinking it wasn't even worth giving to them, they took it back and they were able to zoom in and see a small portion of what appeared to be an SUV that the masked man had got out of. Police also went to the surrounding businesses and warranted out and got their camera footage and reviewed it and got the license plate number of the SUV. And once they ran that license plate, it gave them the identity of the robber, and it was the general manager. Yes, the general manager had came back after closing like an hour later, parked on the corner, decked himself out in a mask and all black, and broke into his own restaurant. So this man lost his job over $3,500 and went to jail.